Ghost of Tsushima has been consistently breaking records. It is the fastest selling PlayStation 4 debut. It has sold over 2.5 million copies in its first week, which I'd like to point out for those of you who are going to argue The Last of Us 2's numbers. It is not a debut title since it's the continuation of a series. Ghost of Tsushima has sold out worldwide, and now, adding to the good news surrounding this game, it has the PlayStation 4's highest ever user score on Metacritic. I have been playing through Ghost of Tsushima. I've been live streaming it here on the channel, and I've loved it. Visually, it's amazing. The gameplay is great, and so is the story. So congratulations to Sucker Punch for making this game so amazing. So this is a Forbes article. Ghost of Tsushima has PlayStation 4's highest ever user score on Metacritic. It has been a wild summer for PlayStation as they've had two enormous releases in the form of The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and the reaction and conversation around both could not be any more different. The Last of Us Part 2 found itself in the center of the gaming's latest culture war, where the ammo being used was negative reviews of the game on Metacritic. The game has 130,000 user reviews on the site, probably 6 times more than any other game I've ever seen, and it has been a constant war between those who loved the game and those who hated it for various reasons ranging from plot turns to SJW agendas. It has been a very ugly war which has raged on not just on the site, but through reactionary YouTubers, Twitter fights, and I've been documenting it for a while, if not getting swept up in it myself. Maybe he could just be honest, this writer, and say, well, a lot of people didn't like it because the story was really bad. But no, he wouldn't do that. It would, of course, just be SJW agendas. They're not actually giving a real reason as to why people didn't like the game. Well, Ghost of Tsushima is pretty much the exact opposite situation. Well, no wonder when a good game is made, people are going to say, this is a good game. Ghost of Tsushima is currently rocking a 9.3 out of 10 as its Metacritic user score. The first game to test out the site's new, you must wait 36 hours before posting a user review, which by the way was put in place because of The Last of Us Part 2, just another way to protect bad games. This does not seem to be the case of just a small pool of reviews leading to a higher score. There are already 11,000 reviews in, which is well above the total that almost all of the other games get on the site. So I thought that we could read through some of the user reviews on Ghost of Tsushima's Metacritic page to really see why fans love this game so much. There are currently 11,088 positive, 317 mixed, and 464 negative user reviews with an overall score of 9.3 as the article said. The first review up on the list is from Mark Geralt. Amazing to see what Sucker Punch has achieved going from infamous series to Ghost of Tsushima. The game looks gorgeous. My biggest take is the absence of HUD, so you can get to immerse yourself in the environment as the wind is used to guide you to your next location. My biggest gripe with it is most open world games is having to spend half of the time looking at the minimap, and this game solves it. I completely agree with that. I think that the wind system that is in the game is really immersive, and I think that, of course, it's beautiful. It really adds to the game, and usually HUDs and UIs do take away from the game. The next one is from Leonard97. The game is purely amazing. Fun combat, a huge map worth exploring, side missions, and main missions. The graphics are beautiful, and the wind tracking mechanism is an amazing touch. I could go more into detail, but I don't think I need to. You have got to play this game. Robert88 said, so far I am 20 hours into the game and it's absolutely amazing. Graphics wise, the game is beautiful. The gameplay, you actually feel like a samurai. Compared to Assassin's Creed, it's better. The sword feels like you are slicing through dudes. The enemies are not damage sponges, and you are actually carrying a sword, not a wooden stick where you are slapping the guy. Haha. So far, I've been enjoying it. I agree. The enemies at times, I will admit, do feel a little odd. Sometimes the AI is just really bad on a few occasions, but overall, the enemies don't feel like damaged sponges, which is really nice. It just feels impactful. That's one thing that I'm loving about the game. Nothing feels pointless. Sometimes in games where you have side quests and you have a bunch of main quests to do, things feel conjumbled. They feel pointless. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I fighting these bad guys? And it just doesn't translate well. But in this game, everything translates perfectly. So I thought that we could very quickly compare Ghost of Tsushima's Metacritic page with The Last of Us Part 2's, which is currently sitting at a 5.6 user score with 67,000 positive, 6,600 mixed, and 60,000 negative user reviews. The top review is a 7, so I've finished the game twice now and it was relatively passable overall, but not by Naughty Dog standards, especially in comparison to its predecessor. The gameplay is serviceable to the first game, but I would have liked to have seen more innovation, though the combat itself is more thrilling and satisfying than ever, despite an obnoxious dodge mechanic that interrupts melee combat. The next review is a 5 from Mark Geralt. He had actually left a review on the Ghost of Tsushima Metacritic page. Great gameplay, gorgeous landscape, terrible story. That is the overall consensus, is that a lot of people think that the game looks great, the gameplay is okay, but the story is pretty bad. Let's go down to the 4 that is on the page. The game world is less interesting, and the story is less compelling than the original. A downgrade in all areas, and for a story-driven game to have such an uninteresting characters, flat dialogue, and at times nonsensical plot is unforgivable. As you can see, I didn't filter anything here. These are the top reviews on The Last of Us Part 2's Metacritic. As you can see, Ghost of Tsushima is doing amazing, whereas The Last of Us Part 2 really isn't, unfortunately. You know, I do think that The Last of Us Part 2 has some good elements to it, but overall, it's just really not a good game, and Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game. But that's all that I really had to talk about in this video. Congratulations to Sucker Punch for making such an amazing game. I will be continuing my playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. I hope to play through the whole game here on the channel, but let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Do you think that The Last of Us Part 2 is better than Ghost of Tsushima, or do you think the other way around? If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and share it, and of course if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.